Funny. Okay, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 576. I am Brian Kilby. It's weird. With me this week, we have Jason Kirk, Melvar.
Hi.
Chris. Diecast.
I also call Brian Daddy sometimes.
Yeah. Rob.
Wow.
And John.
Hi.
There's no Don this week. And I am completely thrown off. Like, I don't know what to do. I think I need to ask Don a question, but he's not here.
Can we call him?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I think I will. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm seriously going to do this. This show is going to be little crazy, a little loopy this week, but
it's the Headmaster Don call out show this week.
I'm not joking. I'm doing it right now. Just give me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
No,
Just make sure you specify that we're
serious.
streaming.
Actually, I can't do it because I have everything unplugged because we weren't doing the show this week, and I have to do some rewiring.
Oh,
Sadness. Okay. Well, that'll be great.
Hi, Don. It's Diecast. I just wanted to tell you.
He's probably not.
No, you know what? Bring Eric on next week. Have him call Don as Garrett.
Yep.
I think I would be comfortable-ish giving Garrett or Eric Don's phone number, but I couldn't give it to anybody else. So Don's birthday is tomorrow. So happy birthday, Don.
TFradio.net/Massey Attack.
Yes.
It's too late for something to get there on his birthday, but he probably still appreciates stuff that anyone might care to send. It's also Rob Clay's birthday coming
Saturday.
up in the next few days here, so TFradio.net/Claylist.
Claylist, I love it. Happy birthday, guys.
Happy birthday.
Oh, I am older than you, Rob, but I'm younger than Don. That's all that matters. I guess I'm the second oldest then. Rob Springer's older than I am. Yeah. So, not that it matters. Hey, John.
It matters less and less every year.
This is true. John.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about some t-shirts?
What's up? Oh, man. Shirtsickle.com/TFradio. I'm sure you can find information at tfradio.net too. But if you like body covering, and you should, and you like this show, which I think you do, because you're listening to it, you might have gotten lost on the internet highway, but if you did, welcome. You need a shirt from shirtsickle.com/TFradio. It has 8 styles right now. We've got a couple for the show and a lot of Transformer-inspired designs out there. They're made by the makers of Pro Wrestling Tees and 1 Hour Tees. I say that because they've made literally thousands upon thousands of t-shirts, and everybody's happy with them, and they know what they're doing. And these are direct print t-shirts, so it's not any of that weird plasticky film on top of a shirt. It's direct print kind of into the shirt. Very nicely done. Shirtsickle.com/TFradio. Take a look. Pick your favorite, and we appreciate you because you support the show by buying a shirt.
Yeah, I got my first one. It's wonderful. I bought more, and I can't wait to get them. Hopefully, I'll wear them next week. Actually, one of them next week. I'm not going to pull my shirt off and change mid-show.
You could. Well, you could just wear you could start out with 5 of them on. Yeah, and just at various points.
I'm not doing that.
That's true, because even in March, the inside of your house was fairly warm.
That's because there was 2,000 pounds of nerd in the room.
It could be like a pretender. I like this.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It was all the nerd in the room. It was the reason. So, but
I think we were exceeding a safe capacity. Yes.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll do that again this year or this coming year. That'd be great. You know.
I want to come.
Hopefully you don't clock me upside the head with an off to get the cops involved.
That sucks. Yeah. So that would be great. We could do that again. That was a lot of fun. We'll just plan it better next time.
It was more fun for some of us than others, but yeah, I'm down with the concept. Maybe we can actually get to go bowling this time.
I don't want to go bowling.
I like bowling.
Bowling's fun.
Brian, you can stay home.
Okay.
We'll go have fun without you.
We can go back to the mini golf place and hit the go-kart track this time.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
Didn't they have a laser tag thing too?
Yes, they do.
Should do that.
That's like 5 minutes.
Also,
That's 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay. Let's see here. Anything else? Did anybody get anything? I did.
I got one weird thing which will not take much time, so I'll just dash out with that first. I got toggle switches in my car.
What's up with that?
That was amazing.
So there's one that's marked fan. If you want to see a better version of this picture, you can find it on my Twitter at ChrisRTXV. So there's the one marked fan that actually now is the sole way to control the radiator fan, so the car does not cook itself to death while driving. Basically, there's been some problems with the plumbing under the hood, and apparently the only way to fix that was by adding toggle switches to manually control various functions of the car, because it can't handle its own shit anymore. It can't handle its own crap anymore.
So basically, it's becoming like the Millennium Falcon, where there's like 6 or 7
That's exactly what I
switches
thought.
you have to hit before you can.
Same thought.
Pretty much, it just doesn't have as much character.
Yeah.
Now you just have to hang dice from the rearview mirror and make sure no one ever tells you the odds while you're.
I will
driving.
admit every time I turned the car on and had to flip the switches, I was doing the whole atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed bit.
Nice.
Because you might as well make the best of it, you know.
Cool. So I got something, and Matt, why don't you tell him what we got? I got the same thing you did.
Ah, okay. So I got Power of the Primes Inferno.
Oh, Jason got one too. Oh,
Yep.
oh. Where'd you get yours?
Walmart.
Yep.
Ah, gotta go to Walmart.
And he makes a pretty good combiner torso too.
Wait, did you buy 2?
Why would I possibly buy 2, Brian? What possible reason would I have to buy 2?
Lots of reasons.
It's a Combiner Wars figure, basically.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, what other use is there for a red hotspot other than Inferno? I mean, just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guard
can you
City?
even fathom a possibility?
But I mean, why would I buy another one?
You're going
I
to
don't
see- you're
have
gonna-
guard. I don't have Guard City. It's not like I have more Combiner Wars toys just sitting around waiting
For Mickey.
waiting to be custom painted with stuff I bought off tfradio.net/Amazon.
I'm so
it's-
jealous.
Nice.
Yeah, he's not going to make Hey Mickey do it, but he has already prompted Hey Mickey that he's going to seek,
Advice. I saw
and
that.
technique.
I saw that on Twitter. Yes, that is awesome. Oh, I want extensive photos of that.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure we'll get them.
It's going to be a slow work, I assure you, because I've attempted to customize one thing so far, and it didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted.
Before all the black repaints got popular for whatever reason, back in like 98, 99, I took an Ultra Magnus, the cab, the Optimus Prime part, and painted it black because I thought it was such an original idea. And I had no idea what I was doing. I used the wrong kind of paint. Every single thing I could have gotten wrong, I got wrong. So I don't customize anymore. Just not my thing. Yeah. So did you get anything else?
No, just the massive paint supplies from tfradio.net/Amazon.
You're
and
awesome.
two Infernos.
I finally opened my Hun-Gurrr and Elita-1. People talk about how great Hun-Gurrr is. I'm not feeling it. Yeah, the dragon mode, or the monster mode, the dragon mode is just, it's kind of sad.
I was a lot happier with Elita, honestly.
Yeah.
Hun-Gurrr makes a fantastic torso, though.
Yeah. I mean, so it'll live in Abominus mode once I have the rest of the figures. I mean, there's no way around it, but.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here, diecast.
Yeah.
I got Wave 3 Prime Masters.
Where from?
Taobao.
Okay.
Of course. Taobao. But I did do a video of all 3, and Quintus Prime with his Skullgrin Pretender. Yeah, Bludgeon. I'm sorry. Bludgeon got to be my favorite. Quintus Prime is the Cedar of Life. And if that doesn't look like a Cedar of Life, I don't know what does.
That's not funny.
But he is. That's what he is. He's a Cedar of Life.
The gun is good. Zardoz.
But yeah, it kind of reminds me of this episode of the.
I don't want to know what it reminds you of.
Because
reminds me of this movie I watched over and over again in 3-minute increments.
I also got a very nice cel-shaded Optimus Prime.
That is beautiful.
Oh,
It
nice.
is, and even the Matrix is done really nice. It doesn't feel like tacky. It doesn't feel like the paint's gonna come off. I'm very surprised. The weird part is, most of my packages come with a box. This did not, and I think the reason it did not is the company might be a little bit scared. They did put an Autobot logo on his arm. I did not put that on. As you can see, it's painted over top. So
Well,
no one really knows who's doing these, but apparently they did at least 500 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was limited because my hookup that I never use on Facebook, she was like, there are no more of these. And I'm like, crap.
Yeah.
So I don't like knockoffs. I do not condone knockoffs, but I would buy that.
And, obviously it's not a straight knockoff because some of the things that were like chrome plated are now not chrome plated, so they
It's
can
still a
actually
knockoff.
paint them.
Yeah.
Vanilla ice, whatever.
But the legs kind of stick a little bit, and I don't know if that's because of the painting process or what. They're not sticking as bad as they were when I first got it, so
Right.
it might be
That's
a
right,
paint issue. But yeah, it's really nice. They painted it in the joints everywhere. I mean, there's just paint everywhere, so it's really nice, and it's just the fact that it doesn't actually feel like the paint's going to scratch off is
How much was it?
I forget. I mean,
it's
I
baked
think
into
I
your
paid,
Taobao economics.
Yeah, I paid like 110 maybe for
That
it.
sounds right.
so Emotional in the chat is asking if you also ordered the cel-shaded Megatron. There's a Megatron like that?
There are 2 different cel-shaded Megatrons which just popped up within the last week
You
on
ordered both.
Taobao. One is the Infinite Transformation one. They're actually putting their name on it, and it's a cel-shaded Megatron, which this is the Infinite Transformation
In infinite combinations?
knockoff
Yes, Infinite
Megatron.
Transformation.
And
The
it's
combination.
very nice. There's also another one which is similar to the Prime in the fact that there's pictures of it, but no one knows who's doing it. So I'm not sure if it's the same company that did the Prime. That's kind of what I'm hoping for.
That is so
I hope-
weird.
I hope by next year someone's doing a bootleg of MP36 Plus with the toy face, but with cel-shaded deco.
It's so weird.
Yes. Yes.
Emotional in the chat saying 109. So yeah, that's roughly the price that I saw quoted. That I couldn't buy.
And then upside down.
Oh,
I
you
also
beat me.
got the
Oh.
trailer.
Mine is
Or-
at the post office as we speak.
Yeah. Well, mine came the next day after the show because, of course, everything always shows up on Thursday, and then I have to wait a whole week to talk about it. But it did give me time to get the videos up because Thursday is one of the only nights I have to do videos. So,
You could just skip RFC sometimes.
well, I never get my stuff on Wednesday anyway, so
Yeah, that's true.
Nice try, but
I see what you're doing there. But yeah, that's I think that's all I got this week.
Jason, what'd you get?
like you saw, I got Inferno. I can't believe I actually got something local, and also the Wave 2 Prime Masters were at
you
stock
suck.
too.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, and they're still in the box because I still have them ordered elsewhere too, and when they're available sometime this summer, they'll come to me. But at least I have them. I have a safety Ripper Snapper ordered, So as long as I can get a Hun-Gurrr, and I've got Wave 3, I should be able to get it. I'd just be screwed on the Dinobots if Hasbro doesn't deliver on Wave 2. So
If in my travels this weekend I see a Hun-Gurrr, I can pick it up on your behalf.
might be a good idea. Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
Hey, real quick. Well, let's John, Rob. Did you guys get anything?
I got a few things.
Oh yeah, what'd you get?
Okay, well, first, thanks to Matt, I have an Ollie's Trypticon,
Nice.
and that is such a fantastic toy. That is every kind of impressive that I was wishing Fortress Maximus would be, but this is just such a great thing. It's sitting here occupying most of the table I keep my laptop on for podcasting, and I am trying not to mess with it so that the microphone doesn't pick it up, but yeah, it's great. It's huge. Even with weak hips, it is just really cool. Full tilt is just such a... it has weak hips because I had to do the surgery. I could not move those joints pulling it out of the box. And full tilt is just a really nice little deluxe. I like it a lot. Matt also sent me Urusei Yatsura Beautiful Dreamer for my birthday, which I haven't seen in like 20 years. I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
And Chris sent me Power of the Primes Grimlock, which I actually really like. I was surprised because, I was basically perfectly fine with the, Fall of Cybertron Grimlock with the in the Target version for my, default Grimlock. But I actually kind of like this one in robot mode a half hair better. I think Dino mode on War for Cyber or Fall of Cybertron Grimlock might be a little better, which is just kind of weird.
Sad.
Yeah, it's kind of a narrow thing. If I'll put it this way, I said on Twitter the other day, if they had never chromed that Fall of Cybertron Grimlock, this would probably default to my favorite modern Grimlock. But it's pretty close, and I'm glad that I like it as an individual robot because I know someone had warned me about it, but once I formed Volcanicus and saw that the joints housed in a clear plastic housing were freaking load-bearing, I'm never doing that again. Hasbro, what the hell are you thinking?
Well, it's the same as putting gold plastic in load-bearing points on some of the individual Dinobots.
Yeah, But, I mean, the gold plastic might be okay. The clear plastic is still going to be clear plastic. It's just an entire deluxe hanging off of these joints that are constantly putting pressure on these clear plastic housings. This thing is, as a combiner torso, this thing is going to be a disaster in 5 years. And that's just sad.
I mean, like, all the Dinobots have clear plastic problems because they insisted on incorporating those clear plastic parts, and you have to have more than one little piece in a kind of plastic to make the mold layouts work economically. So all of them have things that shouldn't be clear plastic but are. Grimlock just has the worst example of it. But like Evasion Mode Optimus Prime had a similar problem where a lot of the functional transformation joints were in clear plastic also.
Yeah. But I'm really kind of hoping that maybe eventually they do some kind of exclusive version of this that does not have that plastic.
G2 colors, maybe.
Yeah, G2 colors, that would be great. Just because, I'd like to see a version of this that I could use as a combiner, because actually seeing the torso in person, I think it works pretty well and it looks kind of cool. It's just I am never going to use it that way because it will break if I do.
Cool. Okay. So, Matt, Chris, real quick, you guys are doing something fun this weekend, right?
Well,
I'm jealous.
we're going on a trip.
That'll be fun.
So wanted. I was looking forward.
I think you've won out in this equation, Brian.
Yeah. So you're going to the last JoeCon. It's the only second JoeCon that I'm aware of that's been anywhere close to me. First was in Atlanta, and I couldn't go. And this one is in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
And you can't go.
And I can't go. Oh man! So So other than just hanging out, are you looking to do anything in particular? Do you know anything about the convention?
No,
Are you guys
don't
getting
really
a
know.
product preview for 2019? Yeah.
Is Hasbro
I
going
think
to
we
be
have
there?
that right now, actually.
Yep. Every day.
Let me see. I think I have a printout here somewhere. Ah, yes. I seem to have misplaced the sheet. I know it was around here somewhere. Well, we'll come back to that later in the show.
We'll come back to that later in the show. Real quick, and I will mention this later, but if you are looking to get Power of the Primes Predaking, it's available on Amazon with Amazon Prime shipping. Thanks to our pal Barricade64 for the heads up. You can go to tfradio.net/Predaking, and that will come up later in the show. But that's a PSA for right now. Hey, guess what? So this week in history, I included this one because it makes me feel so old. 2000, I know, right? 2008. 2008. Pre-orders close for the Henkei Skywarp and Thundercracker.
Wow.
That doesn't feel like 2000. That's 10 years ago. That's still like on my list of couple things I need to pick up that have come out recently that I don't have. Like I have a list of pickups of just stuff that I've recently missed. That's on the list. That's like having PS2 games in my to-play pile of games, which I do have.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I probably do too if I look. There's probably stuff I haven't played. I know there's stuff I haven't played all the way through.
Yeah. But 10 years ago this week, pre-orders closed for Henkei Skywarp and Thundercracker.
Yeah, you know what? It was actually hard to get pre-orders for those because there was a lot of interest in that since up to that point, you either had the BotCon set or you had nothing.
Yeah. And there was just in general with Henkei, there was tons of demand domestically for that stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, these two seem to be kind of worse than things like Megatron or Optimus, which had readily available domestic versions, even though the Henkei Optimus was very visually superior. It was one of the best looking early Henkei toys because its chrome use made sense, for one thing. It was on the grill of the truck and not just like randomly on a spoiler or something, you know. But yeah, like Thundercracker especially, there was no option for that until 2010.
It's crazy.
And Skywarp, if you missed that Target box set for the 2 weeks it was available. Now, admittedly, that box set was a great deal with that Ultra Magnus and that Skywarp for $20.
It was 20?
Yeah.
I thought it was 30. Wow.
Yeah, we're never getting those days back again.
I resold them. I think I sold the Skywarp for like $50 by itself, if I remember right.
You probably did.
Yeah.
I sold the Magnus when the City Commander, demand was fairly high. So, on one level, I almost regret it, but it's still, I was still glad to have the money at the time.
I later reacquired it, but that was just one of those things. I'm like, I don't need another one of these.
I think my favorite modern use of the Ultra Magnus color scheme is still the Transformers Universe one off of Armada Supercon Prime.
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, I can't place it off the top of my head.
Battle in the Box.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, Battle in the Box. Yeah. God, that such a weird subline of stuff.
The first time Coles was relevant to toy hunting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly
I think I found mine at Big Lots eventually because we don't have any Coles around here.
Okay.
Yeah, I got mine at Walmart. I think, pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah. They were available at retail at large, I thought.
I thought the Battle in the Box stuff was actually Market 6. Because I thought that was the first time we learned about the Market 6 designation.
Okay. I mean, it's entirely possible I went to Kohl's and just blocked it out.
I would.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, this was like 15 years ago at this point, so...
Yes.
I don't even know that I had I guess I had a local Kohl's 15 years ago, I guess.
It's entirely... I mean, Kohl's has been around forever, so it's entirely possible you had a local one 15 years ago.
Yeah. So, 10 years ago, crazy, that came out. Okay. The big news. Y'all.
Oh, man.
This is like my moon landing. This is my favorite thing that I think I've ever seen, Transformers-wise. we've had Transformers crossovers before. We've even had Transformers in Star Trek before, right? With Next Gen, wasn't it? Next Gen? Or am I thinking of the Avengers? I'm thinking of the Avengers.
You're thinking of the Avengers.
Yeah. And Transformers crossed over with the Avengers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's, yeah. So, but this is Star Trek, the animated series, versus Transformers. So the only thing I wish it was that this would be animated so we could get it in Filmation quality.
Yeah.
Oh man.
God, that would be so great with the reuses of frames and everything. But I love this so much.
Just the constant loops of them running. That would be fantastic.
I hope it has like the Infinite Vulcan Spock in it. I hope there's like tons of cameos.
Oh, the Infinite Vulcan Spock would make sense in this because he'd be about the size of a Transformer.
And he could like fight them hand to hand. It would be so great.
The second cover on T-Formers looks good, but it's kind of out of place because Windblade looks so out of place because everything's like G1 and
I mean, you can't really Filmation Windblade while keeping her looking like Windblade.
Yeah, and then she's just there. It's like she's not G1. She
even
in there.
I mean, they did a fairly good job of simplifying her design, but it just, if they want her to fit in with that Season 1 Sunbow cast for Transformers, they are going to need to simplify it even further.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. So, I don't know, this doesn't fit in the Transformers podcast, but I just want to point out, as a kid, I knew what Star Trek was. And I remember discovering Star Trek the Animated Series. And I found nothing whatsoever weird about that. But like as an adult, it just, it's like non sequitur to like reality. But I love the animated series. I love Star Trek, the animated series. Whenever Chris would do an episode of that one episode of Star Trek, I would always be excited when it was the animated series, and you ended up covering the entire animated series.
Yeah, fully 1/5 of that one episode of Star Trek was Star Trek, the animated series.
Yeah, but like this is really like a dream come true for me.
I'm really impressed from these cover samples how well the artist has actually nailed the Filmation character model style for the Star Trek characters.
Absolutely, they've nailed it.
Spot on. Yeah, spot on.
So, what do we know about the series? Like, who's writing it? When does it come out?
John Barber is one of the writers.
Oh dear God, that's awesome.
And the rest of the information is in the T-Formers article, and I do not memorize it off the top of my head.
Mike Johnson is the other writer. He did the Star Trek Countdown, which was the prequel to the 2009 Abrams movie, which actually I remember enjoying when I read it. So
I believe I saw an article say that Johnson has actually written more Star Trek comics than anyone else.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
So if I were editor-in-chief, this is exactly what I would be doing.
Yep.
Yes, this is John Barber got the editor-in-chief job at IDW just so he could make sure he could do this.
I love this so much.
It's good to be the king.
I love it.
It's good to be the king.
Like, I haven't been this happy with Transformers news in a long time.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
I know, right?
And it's nice because Barber can just get to continue out the continuity straight from the very beginning. He doesn't have to go back and fix it later because he's involved with the book.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of fans, maybe not Transformers fans, but like, because this actually came out like at IO9, and it's been relayed everywhere, and just general fans of like nerd media like just don't get it.
What else is new?
I know, right? But
I mean, it is kind of written for us almost, isn't it? Because,
it's like written for me and Chris and a couple other people.
Yeah, Chris
Matt.
had such an emphasis on the animated series and stuff, and
it's probably also written for Scott to some degree because Scott has an awareness and appreciation for Transformers, but not like a deep caring, let's say. This is pretty much made for my podcast, basically.
Yes.
Has come back now.
Your non-existent podcast.
Well, I mean, limited engagement comebacks can happen.
So, are you talking about that one episode of Star Trek or Fanboy versus Transformers? Either one.
That one episode of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Do Fanboy versus Transformers.
Versus Star Trek.
But then you're gonna have to go to like 200 if you start again.
Well,
you go to 8.
It's a limited series this time.
Yeah, it's 1 to 4 in a 100 episode limited series or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but this absolutely made my day. If there are posters of this available, I want one. I want a poster of every single cover. I want to wallpaper my house in this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want action figures of this.
It looks like Johnson's also written Transformers before too. The Fall of Cybertron tie-in book, and he did the Beast Hunters comic with Margaret Scott, according to Jeremy.
Is that the guy that did the art? Is that the guy that did the art for issue 8 of the Marvel series? What was his name?
I don't know if I don't think he did the art.
Okay, the guy did the amazing art in that one issue when Ratchet was in the Bayou.
Oh, I think you're thinking of
It was something like that.
Kyle Baker.
Doesn't matter, but it.
Yeah, because let me look that up now because I'm pretty sure it's Kyle Baker.
But yeah, so just beautiful. I'm so excited. I will buy. I'm going to get the physical issues of this. I will drive to my comic shop, which is like 3 miles away. I will drive that far to buy this comic.
Make sure you order them because a lot of stores aren't even carrying Transformers comics in the physical form right now. So,
what's the name, Rob?
Issue 8 was Kyle Baker, but
issue 7 or 9.
Issue 7. Let me check them both.
Chris McFeely made a good point too here that like it's really good we're past the point with Transformers crossovers where they have to adapt themselves to the form of what exists in the universe.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is just the Transformers interacting with a Star Trek world, and that's pretty okay, except that I still want a Cosmos that is a Constitution-class starship.
Yep.
Okay, issue 7, the one you were thinking of, is William Johnson.
William Johnson, okay. That guy did amazing art for that one issue. Okay. So, listeners, what you'll find out is there's a ton of news in this episode of RSC. So much news. I can't even tell you how much news we have. So, item 2 of 3. No, more than that.
That might be a slight exaggeration. It's actually item 2 of 2.
Yeah. Toys R Us Australia to close all stores. So with all this Toys R Us stuff, we learned
we didn't see that coming.
Well, Canada's staying open.
Yeah, but
Because somebody bought it.
Australia is the one that issued the notice that they weren't giving money back for the.
Yes, the no refunds cancellation of Masterpiece Shadow Panther.
Yes.
Yep.
I was like, oh, that must mean they're closing.
I'm glad this came up. So I went to my Toys R Us, one of the Toys R Us, for the very last time. It'll be the very last time I go into Toys R Us. Had a chance to go back. I'm like, no. This, closing it out, never going back. They have fixtures for sale. I was joking last week or whatever that I wanted like a shopping cart, which is $35, not bad. A cart corral for like $110. That would look great in my driveway. But like we don't have room in the vehicle to buy a shopping cart, or we would have bought a shopping cart. But I did get a hand basket for $15, and it's like beautiful and old. It's not like the hand basket. It's not like the baskets they've been using for the last several years. It's like an old one from probably like the 90s by the looks of it. So it must have been just in the back of the store somewhere. So I love it. It's awesome. It's not as awesome as John's souvenir from Toys R Us, but it's pretty awesome. John has like a 7-foot tall Jeffrey.
Sure do. He's staring at me right now.
That's old.
Yeah.
Back away slowly.
You get used to it.
My kids got Jeffrey lunchboxes, like soft vinyl lunchboxes that they had for sale. I don't have a clue why they had them. Yeah. I asked him why she didn't get me one, and she stared at me blankly. Yeah.
You have to get that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have no idea.
Yeah. Rob Springer of zonebase.org. So apparently Russian hackers who go out there and try to hack zonebase.org all the time. Listen up. Rob reported the estimated date of Power of the Primes Wreck-Gar, which is September 28th.
Yeah.
That means we'll have it in the stores in October.
Yeah.
Or November.
Yeah.
Or November, yes.
What was it came out? The clone set, that the date or whatever it was. Like I kept going and they kept not having them. I kept asking
Because
why.
that's
Brainstorm.
Because that's the date that the distribution centers either receive them or start sending them out to the individual retail locations, not necessarily the stocking date.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's fairly good looking, though.
it is.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I like the Generations one better from a look perspective, but this is the combiner limb, so.
I mean, if you come down to it, though, this looks a little bit more true to what the Junkions looked like in the movie. You know, the big square body and everything.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Matt's gonna have to get like 4 of these and then use one of his combiners.
I might get 4 of these, like, you know, put them on Junkie Retail Scattershot.
See, that's the thing. I've had that Fun Pub Toxitron for like a year now and had no idea what to put on it. And
There you go.
Also, if you want to customize a G2 Defensor, you will need that for your groove.
That would probably be an easier starting point, yeah.
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 All kinds of uses. And if the clones are any indication, or even Brainstorm in some cases, these will be available for at least a year to come after they start hitting shelves.
Very likely.
So, Rob, the next item, you posted this about Counterpunch, which we now believe is Punch-Counterpunch, like it should be.
Yeah, the Amazon posted an actual product description for it that, yes, does say that it is both punch and counterpunch, and specifies that it's like 9 steps to go from Decepticon to Autobot, and then 13 or 18 steps, depending on the robot mode, to go from robot to sports car. So, yeah, it is going to have all 3 modes. It is going to come with Primo, which I believe is one of the missing Prime Masters.
Yeah.
One of the 3 that we did not have a figure for yet. And, yeah, so we have no idea what mold this is going to be or how it's going to work. It could be something entirely new. It could share the framework with Power of the Prime's Jazz. But it looks like it is going to be a full-service punch-counterpunch.
That
makes
it has
me
to be
happy.
Yes. It would have been weird if it wasn't. So, I mean, this is a retool of something, right?
Of course.
Presumably.
So it can't be hard to convert something from one robot to the other just by twisting around certain
But
parts of the limbs.
they're saying there's like 9 steps in between the 2 robot modes. That's a lot of re-engineering.
That's kind of fascinating.
So if it is a retool of something else, it is basically just a shared skeleton.
The thing is, like, to kind of pump up the hype for this, they could be being very generous with how they're counting their transformation steps. Like, each forearm being turned around could be one individual step.
Yes.
I mean,
That's
you
true.
have to look at this in marketing speak as much as anything else.
That's my assumption.
My theory on this is and always has been that this is the retool for Jazz because there's been no reuse of that mold. It's reshipped in Wave 3 with the updated deco, like Diecast was able to provide us a good picture of finally. But, like, no sign of a recolor, a retool, anything with that other than just a straight reuse. So it kind of makes sense. Plus, if you look at the listings for Repugnus and Blastoff, they're both listed with the line names for where their molds originated, more or less. And Punch-Counterpunch is being called Power of the Primes. There's only one car mold in Power of the Primes that would remotely work for this character. I mean, as Diecast jokingly suggested at one point, Moonracer maybe, but there's already a recolor on the books for that, and I don't think you'd be able to turn Moonracer around and get a second robot out of it.
It would be funny, though.
Plus, if you look at Jazz, if you really study how they put it together, 2/3 of that car shell is all clear plastic painted over. That's one whole parts tree that they can just swap out for a completely different car shell that works a different way. And they could add more steps into that. presumably. Add an extra hinge in the middle of the hood to compress that down for the punch mode, maybe. There's all kinds of ways this could work, leading to those 9 steps between robot modes and the difference between robot to car transformations. Like, every bit of logic, every bit of reasoning and experience I have points me to think this is the Jazz retool that we've had no sign of so far. But, like, the really fun part for me is that I have no idea how it's going to work beyond that one leap. Whereas with Repugnus, and especially Blast Off, which we've seen like the art for, it's not even different from the Unite Warriors version in any meaningful way. Like,
I hope it's unlike
those
better.
Maybe. Unlike those two, everything about this Punch-Counterpunch is still a mystery besides what mold I think it is. And I love that. That is the most fun thing for me.
Cool. Yeah, I'm super excited about this. Man, I just can't wait. So many neat things coming out between the Star Trek versus Transformers comic and now this. It's going to be a good year. So what else we got going on? There's only one news item left. So there's some miscommunication on this on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere this week. People thought that Transformers, that Hasbro had acquired the BotCon trademark. No, looks like FunPub is re-upping the trademark, and why wouldn't you? I mean, if you own it.
Well, they have no plan. Allegedly, they have no plans to do anything with the name.
Diecast.
So.
I don't know if you've heard of this company called Harmony Gold.
Yes.
Apparently, there is a booming business in just sitting on trademarks and doing the bare minimum necessary to maintain them, to make sure that nobody else can utilize them without paying you a hefty sum of money for doing absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
now, mind you, that is my personal speculation and opinion, and I have no factual basis to say that is what Fun Publications or anybody involved is actually doing by this action.
Well, no, why wouldn't they do a Transformers convention? You don't have to have a license for it. There's tons of interest.
No, they have no interest.
No, they have no interest.
You don't think so?
They have no interest, and also we don't know for certain what kind of non-compete clauses there were in their agreement with Hasbro. They may not be able to do a Transformers convention.
There may be, but I doubt it. But I've just got to go there, guys, okay? When you think about all of the interest that's out there for a Transformers convention, that we need more people, we need more conventions so we can get together and enjoy each other's company and relive all these special memories that we've had for years. I just think that Fun Publications is leaving money on the table.
Yes.
And they just got to do this.
Don, if they do an unofficial BotCon and have it in Dallas, there is like all kinds of evening activities to revisit in the realm of those special memories too.
No, I ain't doing that again. Brian's not dragging me out to no nightclub with any loose women of loose moral characters ever again. And Peter Van is not going to pay for me to have entertainment that I don't want. That woman woke me up. Yes, and I got to edit this out. That woman woke me up. I didn't want to be woke up. Okay. That was not a good Don impression. That's not a good Don impression, but I had to get it out.
Don's going to kill you now.
Daily.
Yes.
I actually think that FunPub could pull off a BotCon, and there would be a lot of interest just because it hasn't been done in 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
Obviously, what Hasbro, the route they're going with conventions right now, the HasCon that they had and the HasCon that they're going to have in 2019, is not really meant for just Transformers fans. So I think there is a place for that, and the only other convention, that's well known would be TFCon. There are other conventions, but that's the only other big convention out there. BotCon has the name recognition to do a large convention.
Yeah, they have the name recognition. They have the infrastructure. They have the volunteer support group. in place, literally. I don't. I mean, yes, there were people who were upset with FunPub because of some of the potentially insensitive things that have been said by like Brian at whatever events. But I have to say this, and this will sound terrible. I'm not a person of strong character sometimes. If I had to have a Transformers convention that was run by someone who occasionally said things I disagreed with versus not having a Transformers convention, I'd rather have a Transformers convention. Yeah, TFCon's great.
Can we expand the scenario so where I could actually pick the people who say things I don't agree with to run the Transformers convention, and I don't have to go with that person or those people specifically?
I'm all tied up. I can't run a Transformers convention right now.
So yes. Like TFCon's great. I really enjoy TFCon. I genuinely do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it doesn't feel the same. Was that Matt? You broke up. We lost Matt.
He froze.
We lost Matt.
Yeah.
There he is.
Are you back?
Is he though?
Edit point. I'm already editing this anyway at this point. Okay, so TFCon's great, but you can have both. I think that's what Matt was probably saying.
I didn't say a word.
I mean, I think BotCon would be different if it was unofficial. They could still have a customizing class. I think they could still pull that off. The sets, that would be something that would have to be different than what they were doing originally.
Theoretically, they could contract with Hasbro to get a recolor of some mold made. They'd probably have to end up paying a lot more for it than they did when they were, in a contracted capacity, as the official convention. But, it's possible, if unlikely. I think it'd be more likely you would see it happen like the TFCon route, where they associate through one of the retailers or directly with a third-party group to get one of those things in a specific color set.
Right.
For an
You're not allowed to have
product in an
third-party
increasingly
products at a
hypothetical
BotCon.
scenario.
Well, you would if it's on an official convention, I think, probably. Wait, so interestingly
It'd be
enough,
interesting if they still said no.
they might, because maybe they would think that they could get it back. Because there are people clamoring for it. This past week, Hasbro, Hasbro was talking about HasCon coming up next year, and 2/3 of the posts, instead of people being happy about HasCon, they were talking about how they want an official Transformers convention. So I think there's a ton of demand.
I don't think that's just Transformers fans. I think that's everything. My Little Ponies fans would much rather have a My Little Pony convention than having to share space with Transformers and now Power Rangers. And I mean, we know Power Morphicon is an official thing, and those fans don't want to give up their official convention to share with Hasbro, other Hasbro products. I mean, we're fans of specific toy brands for a reason.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're exactly right.
We want our own dedicated convention.
So my favorite part, though, of the conversation, one fan was asking, is like, "Hey, is Peter Cullen going to be there?" And somebody's like, "Is Frank Welker going to be there?" And I said, "Is Don Ferguson going to be there?" And I know a lot of people started chiming in with thumbs up because they knew what I was playing. But I really enjoyed HasCon, and now that I have kids, I think it would be great. But it's not a replacement for BotCon.
No.
Not at all. It's fun. Okay, hey, guess what? Thank you, Amazon. And thank you to the dozens of people who pre-ordered Power of the Primes Predaking from tfradio.net/Predaking. It's there right now for pre-order with free Prime shipping.
It better be free Prime shipping for a price of $160.
$159.99. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm just saying the SRP of the Titan class has gone up another $10.
Yeah,
It's $160 of sadness.
Yes, but it's listing a release date of August 2nd. I can't remember. I know that last year with Trypticon, or maybe it was the year before with Fort Max, the release was like a couple of weeks after most other online retailers, which was a little frustrating. But guess what? I didn't have to pay for shipping. And it shipped in 2 days. Right. And I knew I was going to get it. So not that another retailer wouldn't get it, but sometimes, there are delays with getting stock and stuff. So yeah, tfradio.net/Predaking. Why don't you just bookmark that, or bookmark tfradio.net/Amazon, because here in a couple of weeks, we're going to have Prime Day. And I didn't realize what a big deal Prime Day is.
Oh, it's huge.
Oh, it's big.
It is huge.
What day is that? I got to take off for that.
So, yeah, I'm thinking about it too. But what I'm actually thinking about doing, and John, I need your help brainstorming this. All of you, but John's the marketing VP.
All right.
I want to do like
we need Don here too. He's got a business degree,
Don's got a business degree. That's true.
We can use mine instead.
You need to consult Don. You don't want to leave money on the table.
Like I had an idea. I want to do. I can't like brand it Amazon Prime Day Transformers or whatever, but I'd like to do like sort of a thing where it's like a team. Are you Team Optimus Prime or Team Rodimus Prime on Prime Day? Just to get like people buzzing and retweeting links to our Amazon affiliate link. I'm a shill, but it helps pay for the show.
Chill away.
What was that? Was that you, Matt?
My microphone falling.
You okay?
Oh no.
Oh, this is craziness today. Sorry, this is a disorganized show because Don's not here to corral things like he should be.
Well, I'll do what Don would do in this particular spot, which is...
diecast?
No, the other thing, which is let everybody know that if you can't afford to pre-order a Predaking and you still want to help us out, Robots in Disguise Warrior Class Thermidor is now down to $14 on Amazon.
Wow.
That's a great toy.
And we all have it on our list.
Yes, we all have it on our wish list.
I at least have Bisque on hand, so I can enjoy the mold.
Team Donimus.
I have it in my hand. I don't have it on my list.
Donimus, yes.
Oh, there you go.
Matt dropped the mic. That's absolutely true. tfradio.net/Amazon. Help us out. Bookmark it. You know what? If you click, this will sound so shady, but if you click the link and you don't even buy anything, you buy something the next day, that should help us out too. Just saying.
Does it last that long?
I think it does.
As long as your browser doesn't clear cache.
Yeah, I know it's all cookie based, and so it's going to vary depending how often that gets cleared out.
Yeah,
who has cookies?
Yeah, who has cookies? Like, yeah, seriously.
Cookies.
I don't.
Buy a t-shirt too. I need to upgrade the server. We're having capacity issues. tfradio.net/Amazon, tfradio.net/shirts. Okay. So, Rob, what's on T-Formers this week?
Not too much. Mainly we just have a little interview with Lorenzo de Bonaventura about the Bumblebee movie, which I have not read.
Me either.
So so he says gave us the opportunity to Gen 1, which just saying Gen 1 to Gen 1, that hurts me.
Yes, it's a verb now.
It's a verb now.
No, it's not.
But looking at it, we've discussed before, it just doesn't look like G1. But in the chat, and I think Rob, you mentioned this on Twitter earlier, Rodimus Supreme had talked about how the Seeker that we all thought was a Starscream, then people said probably wasn't Starscream, is probably Starscream.
Yeah, it's Starscream.
Yeah.
I would have been fine with it being Ramjet, to be honest.
Yeah.
I would have been fine with it, but it was so obviously Starscream that I'm happy to find out that it's Starscream just because it's so freaking obvious.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you care if it's a cone head or not? You're not even going to pay any attention to it except when we make you by talking about it.
Because it's correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the primary argument against Starscream was that he did not look like movie Starscream, but Bumblebee didn't look like movie Bumblebee. So
This is true.
That's because they Gen 1 them.
Oh,
yes.
Geez. Okay. Hey, Don, what's on the network this week? Don? Hey, Jason, what's on the network this week?
Bueller?
I guess I have to Don for this week.
Wait, who said what?
What's on the network this week? How was your weekend? Episode 35, Brian's First Father's RPG Lessons Learned, episode 59. Dusty recommends some lesser-known GM resources. A short episode of RPG Lessons Learned this week. Dusty and Brian talk about some lesser-known GM resources that Brian can utilize as he's preparing to run his first game. And that's what's on the network this week, and that's a done deal.
Hey, Diecast, do you have any reviews up this week? That was good.
Yes, I have all 3 of the Prime Masters with their Pretender shells. Or
do you have a review for each one?
Yes.
A 3-minute video for each one of them, which,
that's
to
good.
my mind, actually works.
Hey, I did that with the Wave 1 Titan Masters for T-Formers, so it was refreshing compared to some of the longer videos I've had to do.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably do them as a batch just because of the functional similarities between them. But like at 3 minutes each, who cares?
Yeah.
Plus, it gave me various separate opportunities to inform Diecast of ways he was wrong.
Hey, so we're poking fun at Don. We love Don. Again, happy birthday to Don tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
And in the chat,
Birthday, Don.
iMational, who has been on fire today, mentioned tfradio.net/Massey Attack because someone needs to buy Don those Mallow cups.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, iMational was the one who bought Don the Scream Eggs. And there's also a casket, which you could buy at the same time. That's great.
Also, New Gundam Breaker comes out on Friday, and it will eventually have Tryon 3 as downloadable content. So make Don use his PS4.
That would just delight Don to no end.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And Rob's birthday is Saturday, tfradio.net/Claylist.
Yes.
Okay, let's see here. You can find this episode at tfradio.net/576. You can leave us a voicemail at 931-99-GOBOT. That's 931-994-6268. I think I actually have a few that I need to do. We can do them for next week. If I'd known that if I had actually prepared in advance, I would have known that I probably should have done that this week because we were short on news, which is kind of nice because I could actually get some sleep. 931-99-GOBOT. You can leave a voicemail, send a text, whatever. I am on Twitter at bkilby and on Instagram at Brian Kilby. We are on the Twitters at TF Radio and on Facebook at facebook.com/TF Radio and at TF Podcast on Instagram. I haven't used Instagram much lately. We have it automatically update, spoilers, show postings, but I haven't put any fun Transformers photographs up lately. As I do some more work to my office, I should throw those up there. Rob Springer, who I already mentioned at zonebase.org, Russian hackers, please do your best. You are not going to get through his security.
Do it.
He is at Rob Springer. Jason, Don at HMRC for EVR. And at hashtag TFYLP, apparently, he said. Which I don't think that's actually how it works, but...
I don't think he understands hashtag, or as Diecast would say, a # tag.
Yeah.
#.
Yeah. Don...
I mean, you can monitor it, so...
This is true. Don is actually going to be out next week as well, because he has a test.
He's going on tour.
He's going on tour.
Dononomics seminars. It's kind of taking off.
That would actually be fun. Yeah, it would be. But he'll be back, I guess, the first podcast in July.
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
Which is going to be July 4th? Holy crap.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have such terrible background noise with all the fireworks.
Yeah, the fireworks here start about the time the show ends. So I think it'll be fine. Jason.
Of course, I mean, even odds that Diecast will try to light something off in his basement just for the show.
Might as well.
I mean,
my neighbors set off their own fireworks, Brian. It's going to be loud.
The neighborhood beside of me, they have their own fireworks display, which is actually better than the fireworks display back at home. So it's kind of funny, but I don't think it'll be. Actually, no, it'll suck. Okay, Jason, how do people get a hold of you?
Well, actually, instead of sending you to Twitter and all that stuff, you can now go to jasonsKirk.com. Got all my social media. It's got my Amazon wish list. It's got all of the podcasts I'm on, as well as my one mic show, which might be returning soon. So jasonsKirk.com. Find everything about me there.
Wow. I need to promote BrianKilby.com more often. Because I never mention the Happy Daily or Happy Day and Wilkes podcast anymore, but that's where you find it.
Do you even do those anymore?
Yeah. I hired.
I wouldn't know since you never promote them.
Yeah, no, hired Vinoy, not his real name, spoilers, is coming over tomorrow, and we're going to record a few more episodes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, those are the best ones.
More updates on the Taco Bell sinkhole?
Yes.
Awesome.
Those are the best episodes. Those are universally loved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's literally the only episodes I ever care about.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you. But yeah, so BrianKilby.com. Matt is on Twitter at Melvar, 3 L's, 2 R's, MELLLVARR.
And he'll be at JoeCon at least one day this weekend.
Are you guys going to tweet any photos
Saturday.
out or anything?
If there's anything to take photos of, maybe.
So it's at Melvar and at ChrisRTXV. And potentially...
I'm sure we'll capture some photos of some form of despair or another, yes.
Yeah, you got to give us an
It's
update.
a G.I. Joe convention. Of course we'll capture images of despair. We can't not capture images of despair.
So, you know that guy who went to, was it Magic Tournaments, and was capturing, like, the butt cleavage, and he got kicked out? I'm not saying do that, because it's not the same kind of convention, but can you capture, like, the moments of sadness on the faces of, like, all the people there and share those photos? I'm not making fun, but it's almost a journalistic sort of thing, because I think it would just... I don't know, there's just some interest, there's human interest in like, all the people who are really sad because they collect G.I. Joe.
I mean, you have to think on some level that the 12-inch G.I. Joe collectors going to this, knowing it's the final JoeCon, have to now be confronting some form of their own mortality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, if this thing that is their, like, major event of the year is dying, well, I mean, that means they're going to die eventually, too. Like, it's all over at this point. It's downhill. Their lives are at an end, basically.
There's always Botlana or Joe-Lana or Toy-Lana. It's fun. Or photos might be at flickr.com/ChrisRTXV.
I probably wouldn't put those kind of photos up there.
You should. You should listen to me on how you run your own Flickr page.
I haven't put anything on it in months. I mean, it wouldn't hurt anything compared to what I'm doing now.
Diecast.
You can reach me on Twitter at Diecast2 and on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast. And you can check out my reviews on our tfradio.net/reviews.
Yeah.
I almost forgot.
It's just,
We need to put a whiteboard behind Diecast's monitor with all this information bullet pointed so he can just read off of that every week.
I almost said the wrong thing, that's all, just because...
Again.
I had one of
like
those.
always.
I have one of those. Hey, my brain mess up too. My brain no good.
no good at the end of the day.
My brain,
know.
brain need caffeine. Let's see here, Rob.
I am on Twitter at Figure Viewers and Flailthroughs. Also on YouTube at Flailthroughs, where I took a look at the Japanese beta for New Gundam Breaker this week, which is... I don't know how to describe it, but they've made some changes from the last 3 games that most people are not so hot on. I'm going to be interested to see the final when I get it later this week. And if you want to request any specific mobile suits in that game, you can go to patreon.com/flailthroughs and give me a couple of bucks, and I will make a video involving that particular gunpla.
So what's the threshold for that, or the tier?
$2.
Am I at $2?
I will have to look, but I think you are.
I need to request some stuff, even though I have no idea what it is. I'm going to request nonsensical stuff.
Okay, I let me specify that you have to request something that is actually in the game.
Okay. Okay, cool. John.
That John D everywhere, and I have to say this: rest in peace, Leon White, aka Big Van Vader. He passed away Monday. He was one of the biggest wrestlers of the '90s, literally and figuratively. One of my favorite of all time. So rest in peace, Leon.
I'm just thinking of the Twitter incident from a couple of years back, and it's been an interesting couple of years with Vader. I got to meet him like 3 years ago. I've met him before, but I got a chance to actually hang around him for a few minutes, and he is a big dude. He was a big dude. So, yeah. One of my favorite Vader matches is not one of his best matches, but it was the Vader-Ric Flair match from Starrcade 93. I love watching that. I love that match.
Watch it tonight, Brian.
No, I'm going to bed.
It's a shame they didn't put him in the Hall of Fame when they had the chance.
Yeah. It's a shame they didn't, give him the title when they had the chance, or feature him on the pay-per-view that was, named after his tagline. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mistakes have been made. Yeah.
Mistakes have been made. Speaking of,
Welcome to wrestling.
Speaking of, we'll see you next week.
Are you saying coming back to do the show again next week is a mistake?
Or this was a mistake?
Okay.
Either or.
Okay, I'm stopping. Blah, blah, blah. Mistakes were made. That is the lamest line. That's going to Facebook. An hour delay. Short show, but aren't they all?
Well, this
Ideal.
this was a show that was the target length.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we made it
Basically.
over an hour with 4 news articles. And
We're professionals.
I mean, by the time Brian is done editing, it probably will be about an hour.
So I'm going to add in the requisite classic clip at the end. So I just got to find one to feature. Somebody, I forgot who it was, requested basically a 2018 John DeLuna debunking or like a 99 2000 John DeLuna.
Man.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
I
good.
just want to warn him of what's coming. Just edit that together.
Do you though?
Yeah.
Do you want to warn him and like spoil the rest of his young life, or just like let him enjoy living up to?
That's fair.
Now?
That's fair. Don't tell him about the bus. It's fast approaching.
Okay. Blah blah blah. Did we promise a long post show this week? Because we didn't have one. No, we didn't. Okay.
We promised a traditional post show.
Okay. So who's gonna? So
I think we did mention something about having like a normal post show.
we never got the Rob Springer rap showdown that we talked about. So that's.
Are you going to do it now?
No.
Where are we going with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have done that at Toylanta last year.
Oh, just got a text from Kim.
Everything okay?
Is she at Sheets?
Oh no.
Hey, are there G.I. Joe podcasts out there?
Apparently, there are quite a few. There may be more. Believe it or not, there may be more G.I. Joe podcasts and Transformers podcasts.
What?
Even though I'm randomly finding new Transformers podcasts like all the time.
Yeah.
I asked because
there's more.
I was at that Joe Collectors event down the street from me last
How'd that
weekend.
go?
It was fine, and they were some podcast was broadcasting live from there, so I thought it was interesting.
Was there like 10 people there or more than that, or?
I mean, it was like in a probably the size of half a basketball court, maybe a little bit bigger than that.
So like,
But that's 90% of toy shows in America.
yeah, like if we ever did like an official Radio Free CyberCon, that would be the size of it, and we would be lucky to get that many people.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
we
I
would
don't
be
know.
lucky if people showed up.
I guarantee we can get people to show up.
Well,
Yeah,
locals
I'm
would
sure.
show up for sure.
Yeah.
Eric doesn't count.
Yeah, the walk-up crowd would be sick. Because they'd hear the radio ads.
Literally.
No, it was fine. Like I said, it was tiny. There were probably 50 people there at the time. I went on Sunday. I guess over the 2 or 3 days they do it, because Larry Hama was there. Literally, he was there. I hate using that word, but he was there while I was there. Anyway, it was fine.
Did you ask him about MASH?
No, I should have. Just sit uninvited next to him, start talking to him. It was interesting. It's always interesting to see, though. I'm so used to a toy show that is like 95% Transformers. Anything to the contrary feels like a novelty to me. So it was interesting walking around. Oh, and they also, I did delight in this. I'm sure they do this at JoeCon too. I can't remember because I've been to the one in Dallas when they were here. They clearly like segregated 3 3/4 versus the 12-inch. Like there was a clearly defined 12-inch row in the hall, and then a 3 3/4 row, and there wasn't much blending. So I thought that was fun.
Funny.
Wow, racist.
Well, what are you gonna do? There's a lot of history between these two, the Hatfields and the McCoys.
I need to go back and watch the last 3 episodes of The Toys That Made Us. I watched the first 4 episodes religiously. I watched them in quick succession, but I've not gone back to watch the others.
Which ones haven't you seen? Do you remember?
The My Little Pony. No. The Hello Kitty, the Star Trek, and
Lego.
Lego.
The Hello Kitty one was pretty good.
The Hello Kitty one didn't do anything for me. Like, I even found the Barbie one interesting, and the Hello Kitty just kind of,
No, the Barbie one, like that chair. I mean, Barbie has a compelling
and her face, the many faces of Barbie. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yes, the backstory for Barbie, the creation is fascinating. That was a great one.
I was surprisingly interested in the Lego one. I mean, you don't think much of it, like little stackable bricks, but there's a lot of information there.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still the biggest toy company in the world, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The documentary format for Hello Kitty would have to be more about just like the history and diverse properties of Sanrio in general, not like specifically Hello Kitty in terms of merchandising, I think.
Yeah, they didn't go super deep, but they did go there.
And they did have Paris Hilton, which is probably why I hated the episode.
Probably.
And Kimora Lee Simmons. Apparently she's a super collector, I guess. It's done some collaboration.
I had no idea who that was. So
yes, Russell Simmons' ex-wife. It didn't say that on the graphic, but that is who she is. She's a pretty accomplished designer in her own right, but whatevs.
Well, welcome to the post show, kids.
Yeah.
25 minutes of dead air.
Well, I saw that they're filming season 3 of that.
Yeah, they've been tweeting things.
Yeah.
Well, they went back to Japan.
Okay, that's a good start.
I think they took a picture at the Toei studio map sign.
Okay.
So that could cover a wide variety of things.
Yeah.
Yes, but probably Power Rangers, given the options, I would think.
I mean, that's the natural assumption, yes.
Well, it's the first Toei affiliated thing I can think of that they haven't covered in some form already.
And there would be a lot to talk about there. So
yeah. I guess they could do Nerf. That would be an easy one with Hasbro again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've already done He-Man. They did G.I. Joe. They did Transformers. They did Barbie. There's not a lot left on that level.
Hot Wheels?
That one. That's a good one.
They did Ninja Turtles this year, right?
No, and believe the guy said there's like Ninja Turtles is pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot to talk about.
I mean, in that respect, though, like just expand the concept and do like an episode that's just a few segments about different Playmates things that have come and gone over the years.
Yeah, or they could do some on like the Turtles knockoffs that came right after. I mean, they could hit on some of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you get 15 minutes out of the rise and fall and rise and fall and rise of Ninja Turtles, and then
The roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yes.
Throw some Exo Squad in there to make me and Don happy.
Visionaries.
Could they do one on Kenner, just in general?
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
They have not done a Voltron episode yet.
No.
Okay, but if they do that, it has to be like only about Lion Force.
Yes.
Yes.
Screw that other stuff.
Nobody cares.
Is that Netflix series still going? Like, aren't they like?
It's still running.
They
Season 6 just dropped.
Yeah, they just had more episodes come out.
Don't
Wow.
talk
I haven't
about it yet. I
watched
haven't
them
had a
yet.
chance to watch it. Yeah.
How many seasons is this?
This is the 6th batch of episodes. They're calling it season 6,
But
But what's
Yeah,
the
it's
total
more like
number of episodes so far?
I think this would technically be the tail end of season 3.
Wow.
so it's like 30-something episodes.
Oh yeah, at least.
Oh my god, is it still good? Do you like it?
I loved it originally. Now it, like I haven't watched the last set of episodes. Season 5 was just kind of there. Like I wasn't that into it, and I haven't watched season 6 yet. So, but
There are 52 episodes.
Oh my gosh,
Oh, there you go.
that's pretty serious. And no real toy line to speak of.
well, they tried that.
It didn't go well.
They have about 20 more episodes for their run because they're ending somewhere 70, maybe 76. So like 24 more episodes.
Hopefully, Keith will stop being so whiny somewhere in those 20 episodes.
If it hadn't happened by now, I mean, why would it?
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
Rob, anything out of E3 catch your attention?
Surprisingly, no. There was my brother is extremely skeptical about Fallout 76 because of the online play. I didn't keep too great a track on anything myself. I mean, Dragon Quest XI I knew was coming. I'm gonna play that eventually. I know that. Beyond that, the only thing that really kind of got my attention is Jump Force, even though I know with, I'd say 95% certainty that it's going to be terrible.
Yeah, it did give off a stink, like immediately.
Yeah, I mean, for one thing, Bandai has never put a lot of effort into those crossover fighters. The last good ones were on the DS. The only good ones were on the DS. If you ever, they're a little bit finicky to get through without knowing some kind of Japanese. I had to look at guides, but if you ever get a chance to play Jump Superstars or Jump Ultimate Stars, they are both very good.
Interesting.
But yeah, I remember hearing that the last one they tried, J-Star's Victory Versus, was a real dog. And the thing that bothers me looking at the Jump Force visuals, I mean, in motion it looks okay, but it's just amazing to look at that video game design level of over-design plastered onto frickin' Goku. We do not need to see the weave of his clothing. We do not need to see every strand of hair on Naruto's head.
Yeah, the whole it's a very awkward looking game for sure, and it doesn't help that we're still coming off the glow of Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah. I do not think this is going to be that. I don't think this is going to be anything like that.
No, this is just kind of ugly and awkward, strange. Yeah. Very stiff too. Like the animation was okay, but the trailer felt just really kind of stiff and not fun.
Yeah.
I am excited about Resident Evil 2. I am a Resident Evil kind of guy.
Sorry, what? What now?
They're doing the remaster of Resident Evil 2.
Why?
Finally. Have you seen the trailers,
No.
good sir?
No.
You should look at the trailer. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
So isn't it basically just a new game then?
Yeah, it is.
That
But
just-
it's going to be amazing. The remaster of Resident Evil 1 is a great game. It's a great game. Resident Evil 2 is going to be awesome.
Did they make one? Are they doing it? Have they ever released 1.5
Like as a remaster?
or anything?
I think so, maybe. I feel like they have done that. But it might be something on like PS3 or something weird.
Maybe so. I don't
Or
think
GameCube? I don't know.
maybe I don't think it ever got any kind of official release that I know of. That, or if anything was like supposed to be a remaster or riff of that, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, definitely
this
not a
is-
remastering.
Yeah, I mean, I know the original beta, I believe, did get leaked, but that's the best I can tell you.
Did
It's for sale on the interwebs.
Didn't the early build of Resident Evil 2 get leaked?
But that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought he
Well,
meant.
that's what you're talking about. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
This-
Okay. Well,
this
yeah,
is the one that was
definitely. That's
scrapped.
definitely-
The one that was
Yeah,
scrapped.
Yeah.
that's definitely out there. I don't know if it ever got officially released.
Diecast, what is?
Oh, that's
Oh.
Dutch. But I was just curious what your guys' opinion was. Is that Matrix upside down, or is that?
Matrix up,
I-
Matrix down.
Is there an up and a down?
I think the pointy parts are supposed to be down, actually.
I
But
thought they
I'm
were
not
supposed to be
100%
up.
sure on that.
Yeah, I mean, I have my big Matrix, which you can't see because it's been blocked by other Transformers. But I have that up there, and the way it sits in the stand, the points have to be at the top.
Yeah, I thought it was points up, but
Resident Evil Cross Kiss Players would be an awesome game.
You know, that's not so far-fetched when you think about it.
Capcom, they already have a relationship.
Well, I just meant with the phallic demonic Megatron head things. Like, you're already halfway there with that, just like expand
Oh,
outward.
good point. Yeah, got the audio down. I just want to see the video. I would have to buy a PlayStation though. I don't want to buy a PlayStation.
Well, I have a PlayStation. I love the first Resident Evil. I don't know if I ever.
The first one
I
sucks.
definitely played the second one,
Second one
but
kinda
I'm
sucks
not
too, but it's
sure
better than
if
the
I.
The remaster.
Not sure if I
game.
played the whole thing. I didn't even know there was a remaster of one. Is it worth playing if you already played the original?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's substantially better.
Yeah, it's basically a
The one on the
different game.
GameCube.
There's one even a step beyond that. You
Oh.
get it on the PS4. It's great.
yeah, Resident Evil was always my brother's thing, so I only know by osmosis.
Yeah, he seems to be into games like that.
Yeah, he is. Like,
Never really did anything for me.
I do not have the right temperament for jump scares, just for one thing.
Aha.
I mean, just flat out, I do not. It is not good for me. So, I don't play that kind of game.
The lights are on.
Julio in the chat says Resident Evil 2 and 4 are the only good ones. I liked Code Veronica for what I played of it. I didn't finish it. I know that makes me terrible.
I like 7. 7's fine.
Yeah, I've heard good things about 7.
Yeah.
I
It
think
gets kinda
2 is the
hokey.
only one I've ever played.
I finished
Play
the
it
first
again.
one.
I played a little bit of 1, and I want to say a little bit of 3, but just never really did it for me.
People hated 3 at the time. It's got a cult following now. People have come around on it.
Yeah.
I was too busy just playing nothing but like Tekken and Soul Calibur. Like from like the Tekken from like 95 through like 99 and Soul Calibur.
Yeah, when does the next Soul Calibur come out?
October, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that, yeah. Wonder if they'll have a beta. That'd be fun. And Mega Man 11 is coming out October, November.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I think it's still October.
Yeah, that did look pretty decent. That's I'd forgotten about it somehow.
Yeah, it's interesting being able to stack the powers.
Yeah.
Wait, you can do that?
Yeah, they have a system. I think they call it the gear system, something like that. Whatever they call it. But yeah, effectively, you get to stack the different powers from the other robots.
That's awesome.
The only thing I knew is that they're ditching the 8-bit look for, what, a 16-bit look or 32-bit?
Yeah, it's like a 2.5D look.
So 32-bit.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, kind of like what you would have expected on, PlayStation 1, but higher res.
Yeah, a lot higher res, for sure. My only problem with it is it kind of has that goofiness of Mega Man, of the not the X series, but the Mega Man series on Super Nintendo. It's kind of got that I don't know what to call it, goofiness to it, which is fine. I don't want gritty Mega Man ever, but it's, I don't know. You could probably see what I mean when you watch it. Like, it's mousy, like Mega Man has kind of a mousy voice, and the Robot Masters have,
Hey, everybody! I'm Mega Man!
Yeah, the Robot Masters sound like that too. So, I'm not loving that, but it's fine.
If I limit people on screen to 4, this actually works pretty well. Our first
All right,
video-
well, I've got a very long car drive tomorrow, so I'm gonna
true.
check out.
Okay,
now.
let's people watching live, we'll see you
See
next
ya.
week. So have fun.
Later,
guys.
Bye, people watching live. We love you. Bye, Twitch. Bye, Twitch. And bye, YouTube.